Benzino was good.
What's up, Vlad? How's everything, man?
Everything good, man. Everything good. So you gave me a call, you said you want to talk about some things.
Man, I seen the interview. It was the first words from, Mona in Love and Hip Hop as far as what went on. So I just kind of want to answer that, on behalf of me and Althea.
Okay. In the interview, she talked about you being let go from the show.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on that?
It was just, well, first of all, I think she's not doing the public justice because she still really didn't say why we was let go. A couple of weeks ago, Stevie J told TMZ that I threatened to kill people, that there were death threats, and that's on every social media, every media, newspaper, and it's basically kind of slandered and defaming my character because it was untrue. When you listen to Mona, based on what she said in that interview, was basically the opposite, that she wished us well. I was a big part of the show. I did really well. She wishes me and Althea nothing but the best with our love and our marriage, and we was very much in love on the show. But she said a couple of interesting things on there. She said what transpired on and off camera helped kind of justify Jocelyn doing what she did to Althea. And, I think it kind of shows, if anything, I think it shows the public that, it's, that they kind of instigated it. I keep saying when you watch Love and Hip Hop, Jocelyn threatened Althea many times. Althea never threatened Jocelyn one time. Prior to the reunion, Jocelyn was on camera 6 or 7 times. I brought it to the attention of the producers of Love and Hip Hop, Stephanie, and Mona. And they actually agreed with me, saying that, yes, threatening people, we shouldn't be showing that because that could lead to other things off camera. I remember there was a situation where Erica Pinkett, and there was a big fight with Erica Pinkett in the club. These are off-camera things, In my opinion, nobody should have to go through beef because and that's what Love and Hip Hop does. They put you in positions to have to defend yourself off-camera. There's no way that they should have showed Jocelyn threatening Althea. I'm going to beat her up when I see her. I'm going to fuck her up. I'm going to beat her up. I'm going to beat her ass. I'm going to beat that pretty face. There's no way that they should be perpetuating that. From a culture standpoint, it's not good for these young girls out here because they think that behavior is acceptable and that's how you handle things. And Mona should be ashamed of herself, for perpetuating that type of violence and that type of behavior and actually rewarding it. Jocelyn didn't get kicked off the show. You know what I'm saying? K. Michelle made statements about she knows why we got kicked off. These are all Mona's pets. The K. Michelles, the Jocelyn's. She wants the crazy chicks. She wants the chicks that start trouble, that want to fight, that have no problem with disrespecting anybody, including themselves. That's who Mona rewards. I think when you listen to the interview, it just goes against what Stevie says. It made Stevie out to be the liar that he is. I never threatened anybody. If I did, Mona surely wouldn't be wishing me and Althea all this good luck and happy weddings. And Zino was a great guy for all the seasons, and I wish him well. Surely she wouldn't have said that. So it kind of goes against what he said, and I hope the public understands how much of a lie that was based off of what Mona just said. Now, with saying that, I'm going to take action, as far as the defamation, suit to clear my name with all this death threats. Now, and another thing is that there is a big fan base out there that want to see people who are in love and want to see people who try to settle their difference without violence. There's a big part of our culture like that who want to see growth and progress. That's not what Love and Hip Hop shows. That's not what I got on Love and Hip Hop for, and that's what I think the public needs to know about Love and Hip Hop. That it perpetuates the bad stereotype of people in our culture, that all we could do is fight, we're troublemakers, and we're violent, and we're damaged, and we're broken. And I think people need to kind of see, it is for what it is. Vlad, I think people need to see it is for what it is. I think Mona needs to stop hiding behind trying to be politically correct. She needs to come out and really say to the fans of Benzino and Althea on why we was actually fired, because there still hasn't been a real reason yet. They just know that there was a situation where Jocelyn attacked Althea, attacked several people on there, and she's still on the show, and we're not. It's not that our situation, like if we want to be on the show moving forward or not. That's not even the point. The fact is, there was a violent confrontation that had been perpetuated by the producers of Love and Hip Hop weeks way before that situation happened.
All right, so
VladTV.com.
I'm reading the article right now. It was saying that Benzino went on a campaign of terror, threatening the lives of him and Jocelyn, producers, and other staffers.
Right now,
flat out, hold on a second. He said flat out he was going to kill us.
Now, Vlad, based on what you read, and based on what Stevie told TMZ, and based on what Mona just said, her first response, do those two things add up? Do those two stories add up?
I mean, I guess that's going to be for the courts to decide at this point.
Well, it's not even courts. I'm just saying for the public. You're part of the public. You watch Love and Hip Hop. Just as a person, a fan of the show, as even the media. Do those two stories add up? I'm asking you.
Hey, man, it's going to be for the public to decide. That's all I can say.
I mean, shit. You watch Love and Hip Hop. You're the public.
Yeah. I mean, I've been on Love and Hip Hop. I've been on 2 episodes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's why you can't answer the question, moving forward. Maybe you want to be on a few more seasons. But at the end of the day, I just want to know, and I'm going to ask the public, do those two stories add up? If I went on this campaign of terror, if I threatened to kill people, and all this bad stuff that they're saying about me, then why would Mona do an interview on Vlad TV saying how much she wishes us well and how much she loves that we're in love and how much she hopes we take the platform and move on and all positive things? Those two stories don't add up, Vlad. It's just, again, these people play mind games with the public. Mona and them actually insult the public. Honestly, how more fake and lies can they be? Just 3 months ago, they said Jocelyn's pregnant. Just 2 nights ago, she's in the club drinking with no stomach. Another lie. She's not pregnant. I mean, reality shows is reality shows, but when are people going to be smart to see that this is just one big false impression of what they think reality is? And I don't know how much longer the public is going to keep being fooled by this. When they asked her about how will the ratings be without Benzino, and Mona said, hey, it's an ensemble cast, we just change people in and out. Well, when you look at the ratings, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood did nothing near Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay? So,
what was the difference in ratings? What was the difference in ratings between Hollywood and Atlanta?
It was a matter of millions of people, a couple of million people. It was a difference of a couple of million people every Monday. You know what I'm saying? No shade to the cast on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the ratings drop significantly. VladTV.com. It's good enough to be on TV because Love and Hip Hop Atlanta did so great. But at the end of the day, they dropped significantly from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I think I brought to the table a mature aspect. I think I brought to the table a lot of great advice. I think I brought to the table a maturity that an older audience would watch that now they wouldn't watch. I don't know who these new people that they got on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but I know for a fact it'll never be the same. And I think people are going to get tired of watching the same old, okay, we're going to put a guy on there with 2 girls, put some alcohol involved, and have everybody argue and have conflict. And then we'll also make up fake conflict for everybody to fight. I think people in our culture are going to get tired of that eventually. And eventually, Love and Hip Hop will suffer from that. That'll be the end. That'll be actually the end of it. I think when she says it's an ensemble cast, I think she puts all her attention into Stevie and Jocelyn. But if you really take me and Althea out of season 3, what storyline does Stevie and Jocelyn have?
Now, wasn't Stevie and Jocelyn supposed to have their own spin-off show?
Another lie. Another lie. Stevie and Jocelyn will continue to manipulate people out there for them to think that they're bigger than they are, and they'll continue to lie for the benefit of their own, and they'll continue to keep, playing the audience like they're fools. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, Benzino was okay before Love and Hip Hop, and Benzino will continue to be okay. But one thing Benzino has never been is a lie. Ever. Okay? And that's what, if Mona and them say that it's an ensemble cast, well, then how could she allow Jocelyn to attack and physically go at people and then still keep her on the show, but then get rid of people that she says she knew who was really in love? It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, people have to wake up. People have to wake up. Most of them are making millions and millions of dollars off of the pain and suffering of people on that show. Okay? And it's time the people out there wisen up. I know it's good for entertainment, but she's really affecting lives. I understand the situation with Berg. I understand. I mean, when you look at the history of all the men in Love and Hip Hop, all the way down, from the New York people, the New York guys, when you look at all of them, it's all been one, everybody almost on there because of the show ends up going through worse off before they got on the show.
Well, what do you feel about Berg being let go from the show?
Just another situation of a young man who couldn't handle the aspect of Love and Hip Hop. You get put in situations where that they couldn't control their emotions, and they end up getting themselves in worse off trouble than they was before they got on the show. He's not the only one.
I mean, you could say that about reality shows in general. Most people that get on reality shows.
But guess what, though? Not all reality shows are like that. I mean, not all reality shows is about conflict and about showing our culture and always wanting to fight and be negative and always have problems. There's a great part of our culture. Yeah, nobody's perfect. Everybody has their issues, but it's about showing progress. And there's a lot of shows out there that show that. I mean, look at Tamar and Vince. It's a great show of a black couple who come from where everybody else comes from and goes through problems as a couple, but always ends up solving their problems with love and respect and then showing progress. I mean, there are shows out there, there are white shows out there that show that. You don't see Duck Dynasty guys fighting each other and trying to kill each other. You don't see, I forgot his name, the Quisley the guy down here in Georgia, you don't see them. I mean, and their ratings are actually better than Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? So this theory of Mona and this formula of the old love triangle, two girls fighting for one guy, and then actually manipulate fakeness involved in it just for storyline, just to get, next week on Love and Hip Hop and show somebody getting punched or somebody get, when I watched the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and seen the girls sitting beside each other and they're talking about one of the guys, again, a triangle, and she grabs the girl by the head and slams her face into the table. I'm looking at this like, this is bizarre. This is not, I have a 17-year-old daughter. I don't even want my daughter watching that. Nobody in their right mind, no mother or parent should even want their daughter. To me, the show is harmful to young women all across the world.
I mean, when this interview comes out and people will start commenting, one of a lot of the comments will be this. It'll be Benzino didn't have a problem with Love and Hip Hop when he was on Love and Hip Hop, but now he's off of Love and Hip Hop.
No, Vlad. Look, for the first 2 seasons, was Benzino fighting anybody? No. Benzino wasn't in no conflict and fighting, and I wasn't down with none of that. I was on there giving advice. I was on there trying to tell people the right thing to do. Man, I go everywhere, and I'm world known as the guy who's like, man, everybody comes to me all the time. I won't even watch it no more because she was the only reason that I was the balance. I was the balance. I wasn't with all that craziness. Glad I've been in the streets half my life and going through craziness. I progressed. I want to show these young guys out here that there's a different way to settle conflict than beef and you know, conflict and problems. And no, man, if anything, I'm trying to show them that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when people say that, they'll just say that to say it. But when you look at my record, my first 2 seasons, I wasn't perpetuating none of that. I wasn't trying to fight nobody. Surely I wasn't trying to get into a conflict with somebody who I considered my brother. You couldn't tell me in a million years that Stevie would have turned on me like that. And everybody with a half a brain knows that Jocelyn definitely needs some type of professional psychological help. I mean, come on. You just, you know, 3 seasons of watching her and what she does, not only to the cast, but just to Stevie, will tell you that, listen, that's not a stable person right there. And it seems to me that Mona and them rewards instability. Okay, I see that. Yeah, even in the interview, she says basically she kind of understood why Jocelyn went off. And she even admitted, like, this was something that was on camera brewing. Yeah, because they kept showing Jocelyn threatening Althea. Wasn't nobody threatening Jocelyn. Wasn't nobody threatening her life or threatening harm to Jocelyn. That came from Jocelyn and Althea. Now, you know, if this was the old Zino, this would have been handled in a whole different manner. But I progressed in my life. I have a 21-year-old son in college. I have a 17-year-old daughter that's a senior. I have an 11-year-old boy that plays basketball, gets all A's and B's. I can't show them that. Now, I'm not perfect, and I don't pretend to be. But I have made changes in my life that have made me a better person. I've made mistakes in my past that I have admitted to, and I've wholeheartedly taken accountability to, and I've made myself a better person. And that's what life is. I don't try to be the tough guy. I don't try to be the guy who thinks he can take everybody. No. Mm-mm. That gets you nowhere. That gets you in jail. That gets you in a cemetery. That gets you with doors closed in your life that you'll never open again. That gets you broke, left alone in your crib, wherever it may be, however it may be, fucked up in the game. And I've learned. And I want to be able to tell and show my kids that this isn't the way, that's not the way to be. And I'm proud of myself because of that. You know, I'm just doing this interview to show the differences. You know, once again, everybody thought that I've made death threats, and that's the worst slander that you could ever put on somebody. And I'm trying to clear my name up. And basically, Mona just did it for me. You know, when you listen to her interview on you would have thought that nothing went on, and she still hasn't told the public. Who, to me, I think she owes the public that, because no matter what, I have my own fan base from Love and Hip Hop who want to still see me on Love and Hip Hop, and Mona still hasn't explained why I'm not coming back here. She still hasn't even done it in yours. She's just saying, hey, it's an ensemble cast, and we can bring in and out people wherever we want to. I don't think that's fair for the public. I think Mona has to understand it's the public. I think Mona's ego has gotten a little bit, you know, beside herself. I think she don't understand that it's the public that has made the success of Love and Hip Hop, and she owes the public the reason why Jocelyn is still on after attacking people, and the reason why me and Althea got fired, and she still won't say why. And you know, that whole thing about me you know, threatening people and to kill people and everything, it was lies. And you know, I'm gonna take legal action behind that. All right, and don't think for a second, and please don't think, I want all my fans, and I want to thank everybody out there for the support. You know, we have an amazing fan base of people out there who want to see us win and who appreciate true love. And actually, to try to show people and show, especially in our culture, how to love. This new generation they don't know how to love. People are scared to love. They look at love as a weakness. I think men don't really know how to treat women or approach women these days. And I think because of the structure of maybe the father not being around or anything, nobody's really schooling these youngsters on the way to treat a woman, on how women should be treated. And I think, and then on the flip side, I think a lot of these women don't know how to treat men. So if anything, I think what me and Althea bring to the table is a lot. I think it could do way more good as far as, showing people how a couple can overcome adversity with love, opposed to always drama, fighting drama for the entertainment of others. We as a people have to stop co-signing this barbaric type of attitude of always fighting and watching fights and violence. This is real fights and real violence on TV.
All right, man. Listen.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate you talking.